Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for dropping in. Today we're going to be talking about the KeyPort Pivot 2.0. The KeyPort Pivot 2.0 is a key organizer that can fit up to 8 keys. It also has what's called modules that you can stack on the exterior of it. It includes flashlights, knives, even tracking tools, and even face plates like this American flag right here. So we're going to be talking about all the different features. I'm going to review each of the accessories that I have in hand, maybe even talk a little bit about what I don't have, and just give you my full thoughts and show you how to install keys, show you everything that you need to know about the KeyPort Pivot 2.0, which is my favorite key organizer. This is coming from someone who has used key organizers for the past, I think, 5 years or so, and I'm just super impressed with this one, and I want you to hear all about it. Stay tuned for more. Hey guys, let's go ahead and get right into it. The KeyPort Pivot 2.0 fits 8 keys. Right now, my KeyPort Pivot 2.0 has 4 keys and multiple accessories. I have a pen, I have a 10-in-1 multi-tool. I also have a little pocket clip as well as it works to help install and remove face plates and modules. I also have the flashlight and I have a knife all on this. While this is a little bit bulkier than the competition, I feel like it is highly usable and a much better solution than a lot of the other ones on the market. And we're gonna go into why that is as we go through each accessory, because it is highly worth it and makes it much easier on your life. All right, before we get too far into this, I know what you are probably most interested in is how easy is it to install your keys, how easy is it to install accessories, and how easy is it just to use in your day-to-day basis. So we'll go ahead and talk about that now. But first, I gotta go ahead and tear this down. So let's go ahead and take this thing apart. So the first thing you wanna focus on is getting the modules off. So I have 3 different modules. I have the flashlight, I have the pocket knife, and of course I have this faceplate. And the way I have it, I have this rush tool actually built in. There are other ways of doing that, but that's just how I like to have it. But it does make it a little bit more difficult to take this apart. Instead, you want to use something like another key to be able to get it off. You want to swing them out like that to take it away. And you can see right in there, see that little nub right there? What you want to do is you want to take something like another key and you're going to push in right there. And then the module should slide off just like that. It's actually super easy. Basically what it's doing is pushing and kind of bending it so that these are not clipped on anymore to the keyport itself. So now we're going to want to go to the other side and pop this side off as well. I will say sometimes it takes a couple tries with these, but using that other tool is actually probably the better way of doing it. But the way I like it makes it a little bit more difficult. So we are going to go ahead and just get that key in there and bam, it is off of there. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to hold off. I like using the other tool to be able to get the flashlight off with the knife for disassembling. So we're going to do that actually at a later time because we do want to completely disassemble, show you how that's done. But I like using that to be able to get that one apart, and I'll show you why when we get there. So at this point, all you're going to do is you're going to take your dime or tool or anything like that, and you're just going to start unscrewing until it all comes apart. Doesn't look like it's quite done yet. There it is. And now all the components come apart and you have that. So now I'm going to take this tool here. So this is that rush tool, and I'm going to go ahead and just, this one's a little bit more difficult. So I'm going to go in here and you want to find that little nub that the rest have. And bam, it's there. So it does sometimes take a couple tries. Let's go ahead and do it on camera again. So it's clipped together. You take this and bam, it's apart. So the KeyPort Pivot is really not that hard to put together and take apart. We're gonna go ahead and move on now that I've shown you how to take it apart. All right, so you have seen me tear it down. Let's go ahead and jump into installation and show you how easy it is to put back together. All right, guys, so you have seen me tear this down. So we're gonna go ahead and put it back together and be able to show you what it's like and how easy it is to be able to do it. So what you wanna go ahead and start with is this tool right here. So this is basically just the screw that kind of starts things together. And you want to jump over into your key port and you want to put this right in there. And then we have this other piece right here. So what this is kind of just gives it a little bit of a, makes it so that the keys kind of bounce back and it tightens together easier. So you just put it right in there. And then what we do is we lay it down. So other ones, they don't have this little rubber band here. And so what happens is you have to take these two face plates and put them on top of each other and line the bolts up perfectly. This one, you don't have to do that because it just goes like this. It is super easy to be able to put on, to be able to guide it and be able to make sure that the keys are all easy to put on there. So what I'm going to do is what I like to do is I like having this tool to be able to slide this into my pocket. And so what I do is I have it on the far end so that it fits as far into my pocket as physically possible. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it right in there so it's on top of there. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take my keys because I want everything else on this side of the key organizer other than that tool right there. So let's go ahead. You wanna make sure that all of your blades of your key are all going the same direction. So I'm gonna put my first key there. I'm gonna take my second key there. Third key, and my fourth key. So this is about the height that you want to make sure that all of your keys are, because when this bolt goes in, it needs to be able to tighten down. If it's any lower than this and you see the other end of this screw not at the same levels or it's higher than the other ones, you're doing it wrong and you want to add a spacer. So anyways, that is not an issue here because of course we have all of these accessories that go along with it. So next up is going to be my multi-tool. So I want this multi-tool, let's go. So I want this multi-tool right about there. I realize it's upside down, but that's how I want it. And so we're looking and making sure that it's guiding through and that you can see the other end of that screw through all of the holes. And now I'm gonna put the pen on top of there, which is super easy. And finally, we're gonna put this ID tag. And the whole time we're just making sure they're all stacked in that hole, which you can't really see super well on camera, but you're looking straight down and you can see that. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna fold this over. It's never perfect, but it's still pretty easy. And so you just fold it over, so now it's all stacked on top of each other. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this final screw. So one thing is that rush tool that I have down at the bottom is actually built to be able to help you put these screws in, but I honestly really like using it for the pocket clip. So I am not able to utilize that tool. So what I do instead is I just grab, a dime. And what that can do is it fits right in there and it's able to screw. We're gonna go ahead and take that screw, we're gonna pop it through there and see how it just kind of slid in there. I'm gonna put my finger down like that. And then I'm gonna screw it in. It's a little bit harder to do on camera because I'm reaching around a tripod. But now you can actually pick it up because it took. So what we're gonna do now is you can actually hear the clicking. I think it's 90 degrees, it does a click to let you know that it is working and then also lock it into place. That is also what keeps it so that it doesn't back out like other key organizers I'm used to. When it doesn't click like that with the competition, it's not staying in there and sometimes they can back out. That is not the case with the KeyPort Pivot 2.0. And hey, so that is that. So that actually now makes it so that all of my accessories can come in and out like that, as well as my keys. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna put our modules on here. So we're gonna have the KeyPort Neben Knife here. And so what it is there's these louvers right here that you can be able to put these things right here into. So I'm gonna go over here. You wanna look for kind of the thinner edge right here and you slide it in just like that. So now it's in there. Now the pocket knife can be taken in and out What I like to do, because I like having this, again, the pocket clip on this side, and I like having it as close to the end of my pocket as possible to be able to kind of keep, just kind of keep the bulk down, is I like putting this on top of the Neben knife rather than having it on this side. But as you can see, it would kind of make it more even if you would put it on this side. But you know, I just like having it on this side. We're gonna go ahead and find where we're gonna slide that into. And it's on. This is now completely put together. This is exactly how I want it and how I like it. Of course, it's gonna look a little bit different for you, but the process is all the same. All right, as you can see, it is really easy. It only takes a minute or so to be able to put this together. That is incredibly easier than the competition. Some of the competition out there that I have used recently, it gets to the point where I don't even want to add another key to it because it is just a pain to be able to do and takes so much time, and you have to schedule it into your day to make sure you have enough time to put those keys on it. This is not that way. It is so much easier. It doesn't take hardly any time to be able to do, and it's just a much better experience overall. Let's go ahead and get into each of the accessories. You did see me take those accessories on and off, but let's just jump into each individual accessory to just kind of show you how it works and what I think about it. Hey guys, before we continue on with this video, I just want to invite you to like this video if you have found it helpful in any way and given you any information that you were looking for in your shopping for one of my favorite key organizers out there. And while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe if you want to get notified about videos as they come up. Let's move on. First up is the Neben Knife. This Neben Knife is actually a fantastic accessory. I have enjoyed it very much. My old key organizer used to have a pocket knife built into it, and it was actually one of those ones where you fit it into just like a normal key, where it rotates around the key organizer. And I wasn't super impressed with it. It's really nice to have a key on there, but the issue with it rotating around the key organizer is it's not very stable and can cause it, so honestly, you almost cut yourself. And using it as a module on the exterior of the KeyPort Pivot has actually been really, really nice. So it's essentially like a normal pocket knife that doesn't move around and it's just much easier to handle. And so yeah, this is actually one of my favorite accessories. It actually does click every 90 degrees. So that you don't have to worry about it cutting you, and so it doesn't swing around. This is actually very nice. It is a great knife, and I highly recommend it for anyone that's looking at getting a Pivot 2.0. Next up, we are going to talk about the flashlight. So the flashlight, I would say, is actually, out of all of the things, is actually my favorite accessory. I wasn't fully expecting that, but it is extremely helpful. It has two different modes. The first one is the flashlight portion. You can see it. So what it is, just essentially a flashlight. You can use it at night to be able to see around. You can use it to point at the doorknob so that you can actually see the keyhole while you're putting the key in. It does point the same direction as the keys do, which is extremely helpful. And it's just an awesome flashlight overall. Knowing that you always have one on you is just a really great thing. So the next mode is actually the lamp mode. And so what this does is it has a little bit wider array of light. It's not as bright, but it allows you to be able to, say you drop something on the ground, you want a wide array of light at night. This is going to give you that, or it just makes it easier so that you can maybe light up inside of maybe your backpack to be able to find something in there, or just to make it easier to find your keys at night. So this accessory is highly recommended. I actually really do like it, and I've used it quite a few times since starting to use it. Next up, we have the 10-in-1 multi-tool. So the 10-in-1 multi-tool has 10 different uses. It's a pry bar, it's a bottle opener, it's a socket set, and even a ruler. It's a lot of different things that come together to just, you know, it's just nice to be able to have one of these on you all the time. And having it on your key organizer is just that much better because you don't have to worry about losing it, because the likelihood of you losing keys is much lower than losing something like this that's just sitting in your pocket. The next accessory is the pen. I was surprised how much I liked this. It doesn't seem like something that you would necessarily need on your key organizer, but I really like it. It is extremely easy to use. It's helpful. It's nice to know that you always do have a pen on you, because sometimes you're just out in the middle of nowhere, you don't have a pen on you, but you know you do when you have it on your key organizer. Finally, this last accessory is actually the Pivot ID. Say you do lose your keys, the person that finds your keys can jump onto KeyPort's website, which is right here. They can actually go in and they put in the serial number of the KeyPort that you're working with, and you can do a secure chat with the person that owns the keys. So all you do is you just register on their website, and it's just a super easy process to be able to make it so that if somebody does find your keys, it can find its way back to you. Another accessory that I got that I haven't used a ton yet, but I can see as being extremely helpful, is a tiny little lanyard. Basically, this lanyard fits onto your zipper safer and allows you to be able to, like, say, connect it to your KeyPort or just be able to use overall. So this one I haven't used a ton yet, but it is an extremely helpful tool. The last one is this faceplate. So I got the American flag faceplate. There are a ton of different ones on there. I personally actually really like the orange from the KeyPort Pivot that I received. I have not been using the faceplate as much, but it is something that's easily removable, put back on, and just easily used and displayed. Another couple things that you get in the kit is going to be a couple spacers. So these spacers essentially go into your KeyPort to extend out the keys. So say you don't buy a ton of accessories and you only have a couple keys, it does have to be a certain thickness. So that basically is a spacer to make sure that you are able to use the tool, even if you don't have a ton of gear that goes along with it. The last tool that you can get is this rush tool. What this rush tool is it does a couple different jobs. I use it personally. I put it on the KeyPort itself permanently, and I use it as a pocket clip. And what that does basically makes it so that it doesn't drop down into your pocket and get lost with everything else and make it difficult to be able to get out. It can also be a bottle opener, and this little thing right here is basically a little tool to be able to help you get the modules on and off, as you saw in the install video early on. Those are the different accessories that I have that was sent out to me with my kit. There are also a ton of other tools. Make sure to go down in the description. There is an affiliate link down there where you can build your own KeyPort and you can see all the different stuff they have. So make sure you do check out that link to be able to see all those different accessories that you can have and see what works best for you. So who should buy this product? Somebody that doesn't have a ridiculous amount of keys, this doesn't have a massive capacity. And the reason behind that is they decided to be able to put all of the keys on one side of the key organizer rather than having on both sides. And what this does is it makes it easier for installation, like we talked about earlier in the video, and which is a great trade-off. However, the downside to that is you don't have as much of a capacity. It does cut it in almost half of what some of the competitors have. However, having that ease of installation is just a game changer and makes it such a better product out there. So it shouldn't be for someone that has any more than, say, 6 to 8 keys on their key ring currently that they're wanting to organize. It's also for somebody that wants just full customization of their organizer. So if you are somebody that wants to be able to have that flashlight, that wants to have that knife in a safe way, and have all these different tools, this is an awesome key organizer for you because it just gives you full capability of being able to customize it to what you personally need and not what somebody else decides for you. This is also for somebody that doesn't mind having a little bit more bulk to it. This is a little bit more bulky than some of the competition that I have seen, and it just having the customizations like that is your trade-off that you have there. So if you don't mind having just a little bit more bulk than some of the competition, this is definitely the product for you. So there you have it. That is all of my thoughts on the KeyPort Pivot 2.0. Personally, I think it's a fantastic organizer. I was really surprised by it, and I really do like it. I think it's something that you should at least try out. The entry-level price is pretty low. Of course, prices do go up from there as you get more accessories, and they are fully worth it. I recommend going through their website and taking a look at all the different accessories, seeing what's the best for you and best for your situation. Again, I have affiliate link down in the description, and you can also go down in the description. There's a full article about this product that we put together on amanandhisgear.com, and I will make sure to update that article as I learn more and maybe get more accessories over time. So make sure to check that. Even if you're watching this video a year later, it might have updated information, so make sure to check that out as well. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful, and I hope you learned everything that you want to know about the KeyPort Pivot 2.0. Make sure to go down in the comments and ask any questions. I'd be happy to answer them as I am able. So also make sure to subscribe, make sure to like the video to be able to show this video to other people on YouTube so that they can find this product as well.